gonna get the penta kill for Ricky.
Holy knocked out.
Crash. Sephiroth clapping absolutely everyone in that fight. Coming through for Barlow, the man, the myth, the legend. FaZe here getting up this fight. We're down on the with Nighthawks.
Hello everybody and welcome here to St. Clair Saints Collegiate League of Legends. My name is Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Dan, Mr. Danner's Banner. We have a great matchup here between the St. Clair Saints and the Nova Nighthawks to kick off our cLoL season. Dan, I'm super excited to hop on here for my very first League of Legends cast. How are you doing today?
Well, it's an absolutely fantastic day, of course. Yes, you get to finally get your hand at some League of Legends.
Sure.
I know it's been kind of alluring you for a while. You've been in the background just trying to learn by osmosis, and we'll figure out how that goes here today. But no better time to get started. Brand new season.
Yeah.
cLoL going to be getting underway here right now between St. Clair College, of course, and the Nova Nighthawks out of North Virginia Community College. Both these teams are looking like relatively stacked too, so this should be a banger.
Yeah, we got some good information here, from a few of the players and from a few of our staff. We do have a couple of players to actually keep our eyes on here throughout this game. So, I mean, from the Saints, I'm definitely going to be looking at Ricky here. He's proved his dominance last season, proved why he is a star player in League of Legends, and why he deserves to be in that top lane slot and really kind of just own it. So, but challenging that, we do have the ADC from the Nova Nighthawks being Osu. He's a player we don't have a whole lot of information on, but from what we're hearing, he's definitely one of the players to watch.
Yeah, I was trying to look him up a little bit earlier today, and in terms of ranked for this season, granted that we're still in January, but it doesn't look like he's really touched ranking at all.
Yeah.
But looking at past things, it's like, okay, season or the 2021 season, Masters. Okay, I see what's going on here. So it could still absolutely come in clutch. And with the way the game is currently kind of shaping here for League, having a superstar bot laner is going to absolutely shred through the opposition in this league if he's as good as we think.
Yeah, there's been lots of changes here. We've had a
Absolutely.
long break,
Yeah,
so I
even
mean,
for us.
League of Legends, we're fairly used to having a lot of those mid-season changes and different meta changes during the mid-season. But this time happening in the off-season, so we do have a little bit of time to adjust to it during scrims and whatnot. And we do actually have a roster change coming through here from our typical starting lineup from the last semester, now going into this one. So I believe we do actually have a roster sheet available. If not, all good. But I mean, yeah, we do have. I think it is. I can't pronounce it right off the top of my tongue, but yeah, he's going to be coming in here and replacing Nighthawks. So
yeah, so basically, yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have the graphic. That's my bad. I kind of forgot that part, but it is what it is there. But we do have two additional players hopping on into the Saints roster. Verge will be here later on in the semester, but right here, right now, Saints Year 1 League of Legends OG himself, Tommy Kwai, a.k.a. Nakataiken, coming in clutch to maybe fill out either the support or the jungle role right here, right now. Because, yes, we did, unfortunately, over the break, did lose eThug, but it does not mean that this team is going to be slowing down by any means. And if anything, the depth of the roster, I know in esports in general, depth of roster is something that a lot of orgs are still trying to kind of get used to.
yeah,
Rather than having one superstar lineup, but I'm curious to see how this will turn out for the League of Legends season for our squad.
Yeah, you see it a lot outside of collegiate esports right now. Teams creating a bunch of academy rosters and rosters that feed into their main roster. Very similar to the sports you see in traditional sports. You have your G leagues. You have those leagues that funnel into the main big league show. And so it's nice to also have roster depth here now in the collegiate side of things as well. I know St. Clair over the off seasons in this winter break and going into the summer, definitely one big goal to keep in mind, building depth in these rosters for when roster changes do actually come into effect, or even just changing up comps, going into these games and just seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. But going on with this one here now, we are going to be starting the draft here, and it is going to be getting all of their picks through the bands first, of course, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so we're going to have ourselves a Saints on the left side here. There we go, right here, right to now, and we also have Nova on the right-hand side. And the starting lineup here for the Saints going to be a little different than expected, but it is a-okay, because we do have, of course, Ricky up in the top lane, fresh, moved over from support, now in the jungle role. Prior to coming to St. Clair, he was a jungler, so should be basically right at home for him still. Sephiroth still staying steady in the mid lane, been one of the more consistent players over the last season. Barlow, I mean, John Billabang said it himself, the man, the myth, the legend. He gets himself one of those games, give him an early start, and he absolutely pops off. But you may recognize, you may not recognize. Down in the support spot, LaFaze. FaZe hopped in when Ricky was sick over the last semester up in the top lane, and now the position has become available. He slips into the support role, and now going to be carrying that up for St. Clair, as some of the bans, unfortunately, not going to be able to see that at this very moment, but we do have our first picks coming underway.
Yeah, first pick's coming underway indeed. It's going to start off with Caitlyn, picked by Ricky Lafleur there. So good little top lane pick for himself to use that to his advantage. And moving on to this side of the Nova Nighthawks, we got Jinx coming in for that first pick. Now following it up, we got Issy Maiko looking to get his pick through as well here. And you know, we're going to see a little bit more of this comp come through and develop a little bit. We were unable to actually grab that third-party draft, so we are going to be coming right into this incline draft. But a good start here in the picks, and now it is going to be Issy Maiko's pick coming through, and it looks like we will see a lock-in on Morgana. And I mean, hey, that's going to definitely provide some value here to the Nova Nighthawks. So far, their comp is looking pretty solid here compared to the St. Clair College one. But I mean, we only see Caitlyn for Ricky at this moment. Now that you can see the bans in your top screen there, both teams have 3 of those already knocked through, and it's going to be fresh. Looking to pick his agent or hero or legend.
You can tell you're coming from the Valorant side of things, but that's a-okay now. Basically, with the current state of League of Legends, we were talking about a touch earlier that the bot lane has a little bit of priority. Games are going much longer than normal. And because of that, it means these late game scalers, these AD carries, your Caitlyn's and your Jinx, they have so much more priority compared to the last season. And it's interesting to see already the Caitlyn being locked in prior to the Jinx. Jinx has been pretty much the closest thing to you pick it or you ban it.
Yeah.
Yet the Saints let it go.
I still feel like we saw a decent bit of Jinx last season, if I'm
She was
staying
always
corrected.
okay.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
always around. Like, she's one of those characters that you pick if it fits your comp nicely, if it fits in your team nicely. Or so it's going to come through for Jinx. Sorry, for the Nova Nighthawks here and this one. But we're going to get another pick coming through here now after we do have Zephyr on the Zinzeo. Is that how you pronounce that one?
Yeah, Zinzeo.
Zinzeo.
What you're going to be noticing in a second here is that they're at the end of this one, they are going to be switching like with the champions position. So right now, this Zinzao pick, this is probably going to be going over to Fresh. So relatively decent early game aggressive jungler, but doesn't struggle too bad as the game goes on either. So that's a-okay. Then this Lux right now here is probably going to go to Zephyr. I'd be very surprised to see FaZe play it. That being said, though, I feel like he was the... When he did come into the top lane, he was playing Kennen, which is pretty close to like a ninja mage of sorts. So maybe just a mage specialist of sorts here on the Saints side of things. But yeah, meanwhile, on the other side of things, you have the Morgana coming out here. Of course, lots of crowd control and safety to apply to the Jinx. Sejuani, fantastic peel and stun and CC right now. Nighthawks are looking to have basically like a CC train coming up here.
Yeah, for sure. So we do see the final bans come through here now, just waiting on Ricky's, and then we will be finalized for the ban side of thing. We'll get our final 4 picks.
Of course,
to
they
come
ban
through.
the Jax.
Exactly. Yeah, the
Aatrox.
Jax. Hey, man, I mean, you cannot let the Saints, like, I feel like it's one of those running memes here, the Saints. You cannot let Ricky get on that Jax, or you cannot let anybody on the Saints hop on that Jax, because it just fits their comp so nicely and their playstyle so perfectly that it really, I think, I would love to see the percentage win rate with Jax.
Absolutely. And what would be even like interesting also is how often does it get banned in matches here? It feels like it must be up in the 90s at this point.
A ban rate, too, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let's see a pick rate, a ban rate, because if it's not banned, it's probably getting picked.
Pretty much. And now Aurelia, this could be either mid or top lane here for the side of Nova Nighthawks. So keeping it flexible, nice little draft planning here to not really reveal their hand too much, because that could be troublesome if that is in fact a Lux in the mid lane here for Zephyr. But we still have 2 more picks, and okay, very, very safe pick here for Zephyr, which means this Lux is probably going to be played by FaZe. A little bit of a mage player, it seems like, to say the least here, which means last pick is going to be for Ricky, and it looks like the set is being hovered. We'll see in a second.
You know, FaZe really, to me, seems like a very versatile player. He can fit in a lot of different aspects to the team comp. Like, he's also very good, you know, Ricky, you were saying, got sick, went out for a few weeks. He was able to come in and pick up right where Ricky kind of left off, and they still perform very, very at a high level with Fez in the lineup. So I think I'm very excited to see him here once again. I think, and he's really a good, like, kind of like glue-ish to the team here. But Azir going to come through for the side of Nova.
Okay, so, like, you're going to play safe. I'm going to play safe too, but I'm also going to scale really, really hard here. So this is going to be a relatively hard lineup here, I feel like, for the Saints to really even get involved in. There's so much CC on the side of the Nova Nighthawks that they are going to have to find a good pick and really like outnumber them, I feel like, going into this fight here. Now the Saints are kind of looking for one, like maybe a binding or something from the Lux to really start things off and then have their team dive in. But there's just so many answers here by Nova. Like, honestly, like, going to be difficult to say the least.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I think St. Clair's overall chemistry, experience, all of that is going to benefit them here and is going to have St. Clair at an advantage. But, like, I completely agree with you in this comp. I think Nova might have won this comp selection or just this, this selection because, I mean, Nova's Nighthawks, everything works so compatible with each other right now. So it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. But don't count the Saints out of it by any means because that chemistry, that, the practice, all this fundamental skills we see, I think are really going to help with the Saints, and we'll see them come to light here in this game.
Absolutely. Like there's still, it's not it's not an auto lose or anything like that based off of a draft or anything, because I see what the Saints are trying to do. It just requires a little bit of additional cohesion, which granted, yes, this team may be in different roles, but they've been playing with or playing as a team for a good while. And the strategy is there. You have the set, you have the Zinzao, you throw the Orianna ball onto them, look for the shockwave, and that's your wombo combo to get something started off, while Caitlyn has the longest auto attack range in the game and can just snipe from afar. So, like, relatively safe there. And there's even a bit of burst damage that is, underappreciated a little bit from what I'm saying here, but from the Lux, from FaZe. Because even if you're not necessarily building, like, magic damage from the support role, your ults, it's the Kamehameha, it's the big laser beam. It's still going to do massive AoE damage if you line it up properly. So the wombo combo is there, but can they execute it? And they didn't really give themselves many outs if it doesn't go right.
That's the big question, too. I completely agree with you on that one, Dan. I think it's like, okay, you got to put the puzzle pieces together. Once all the puzzle pieces are together, you got to actually make the execution. The execution has to work, because just like you were saying, if this execution does not work, Saints are in some hot water here now because they instantly fall in their gold. They instantly fall back on all their abilities. They instantly fall back everything in aspects of the game. At that point in time, a team wipe goes down for the Saints. The Nova Nighthawks come through, get a Dragon, get a Baron, whatever it may be, and then it's just a downward spiral. So I really think it all comes down with that combo, like you were saying, to actually work and execute. If it does work and they execute it perfectly, I do think the Saints can actually come through and still take this one here. But it's a lot of, correct decisions having to be made at correct times.
And then even if all those things go perfectly, there are so many outs that the Nova Nighthawks have here, specifically with the Sejuani and the Morgana. The Black Shield that Morgana can pop onto any teammate or herself even basically just makes it so that any of your opposing CC abilities just have absolutely no effect. So, oh wait, you caught out the Jinx for a second, you're going to try and stun her? Black Shield, okay, come back over here, you're fine. So there's an out. You're trying to dive onto the team, Sejuani ult, massive AoE stun. You have an out. And there's a lot of players on that Nova Nighthawk squad that it's just a very safe, scaling team, and if Saints get overzealous, they will be punished.
I completely agree, and I think that's honestly one of the biggest things the Saints struggled with last season was getting that overzealous, right? Getting too confident in their play, getting too diving in too hard, and then not having your out. Because you dive in, you're fully committed, and then what do you do at that point, right? I mean, like if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of like League of Legends. You decide to dive, you're diving. Like that's your call.
Yeah, you'd rather all go in on the wrong call, but like all be committed to the same thing instead of kind of being split up
like
a little
scared
bit.
about it, going antsy or whatever. Yeah,
So,
that's the big thing with League of Legends, right? You make that play call, stick to that play call, or else like it's gonna be frantic. It's not gonna work out. It's all together, all as one, or none at all.
I mean, we've also seen from the Saints in the last season where they would get themselves in position with a fantastic early game. They would get themselves the lead, and then similar to what you were saying, they start kind of feeling themselves a little bit. They're starting to dive in 1-on-2. Wait a minute, that turned onto a 1-on-3. I just gave away an elimination. And then wait a minute, now they're fighting back. Okay, this is actually a close game now.
Scary.
Okay, we won, but this could have been much cleaner, kind of things. So we'll have to see if over the semester break or over the holiday break, if they were able to kind of refine that amongst their other difference of changes, which is the next thing I really want to hop onto, because we were talking about Fresh a little bit earlier, switching roles. Granted, yes, that like jungle was his ranked go-to role, but how different in a competitive environment must that be, I wonder?
Yeah, it's one thing I've been learning a lot just going into, coaching Valorant here this semester is the difference is unreal when you go into actual, organized, competitive, collegiate or, tier 2 play or whatever it may be compared to the ranked where you can just go in there and you do your queuing, you play with your 4 randoms or whatever it may be. And there's definitely the big differences here between these. So we're definitely going to have to see how the difference goes in this one. Definitely from Ricky playing in that ranked to coming through back into the collegiate side of things. I'm sure a lot of these players play a ton of ranked over the break, and they got to kind of adapt back into the organized play type of League of Legends. So it's going to be exciting to see week 1 of cLoL getting kicked off here. St. Clair College versus the Nova Nighthawks.
Absolutely. Everybody playing ranked except Osu, apparently. They're on the side of Nova Nighthawks. And how rude of me. We haven't introduced our opponents, of course. The Nova Nighthawks there from North Virginia Community College up to the top lane. That's going to be Hemorrhage. Then in jungle, Isimiko. Diggy going to be in the mid lane there on that Azir. Osu, we mentioned him earlier, there on the 80 carrier role. And Lightweight is going to be the support here for Nova.
Yes, I'm very, very excited here for this one, and it is going to be Diggy and Zephrot getting into a little bit of engagement here to start us off, but nothing too drastic here as of yet.
Yeah.
Just trying to farm up these minions and, kind of stay close to each other, keep an eye on each other.
Yeah, they're both going to be able to kind of poke and prod, but nobody really should be able to take some decent, threat until, maybe level 6. We do see a little jump here from Ricky, though. Nice little extra damage before getting things going and cutting off from the minions as well. Not bad.
Yeah, really forcing them out towards the outside there and isolating that fight, so little good play from Ricky there, but not going to turn it into a whole lot as of quite yet. But Barlow, yeah, like you were talking about, a lot of this little poke and kind of testing the waters, but never mind, Fresh and Zephrot both looking to dive in on Diggy. Diggy will go airborne. He is 1 HP, but sneaks away with his life, and the Nova Nighthawks will find a double kill to open us up. And Dan, we are hopping right into cLoL here.
Oh no, I can't tell if that was just miscommunication or proper dipping and dodging there out of Diggy, because the last little shot from Zephyrot's Orianna did not quite find its mark, but we have some good damage from down here on the bot lane. Nice shot.
Yeah, that is going to be Barlow cleaning up Lightweight there, and Barlow will take some damage for himself, forced to fall off this one. Minions are chasing him out. The minions of St. Clair, though, will be there to help through, and it is now going to be 2-for-1 in favor of Nova Nighthawks to start us off. A pretty even gold line here so far, and honestly, so close from St. Clair to actually be off to almost a 3-0 start to this game.
Well, it very well could have been, but Diggy just absolutely crushed it there. Ricky with the absolute slaughterhouse here already in the top lane. 2-level advantage this early. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a pretty ridiculous advantage here already, but it is slowly getting closed down here, so it is only going to be 1 level differential between these 2 players here now, and it is going to be Ricky still poking. He will get stunned out and take some tower damage. That is going to be Hemor, though, tagged down, and now only about a third of HP. This could be a potential fight for Ricky to take, and if you're Hemor here, you're in a really tough spot to kind of get out of. And if you see it's in the very, very top lane, just stuck in that corner. No one really there to help, but Fresh going to come through and try to clean this one up. And that is going to be Fresh there to support his teammate. Ricky going to be super weak, but tied up here now, and St. Clair will take a gold advantage.
Yeah, now you just clean that wave up, go back and get your items, and that elimination going over to Fresh, going to help jumpstart him after a little bit of a rough attack in that mid lane. And at least, yes, going back to that first initial engagement down in the mid lane, sure, Zephrot did get taken out, but at least Orianna could still farm somewhat safely. But this is the problem. You get 2 kills, but actually, hang on a second, gank in the bot lane.
Yeah, this could be big. Lightweight has been tagged down drastically. We have Barlow and Fez here on Isimiko. Isimiko's going to be stunned off the play, but Fez super tagged down. 1 HP, and Fez will get the snipe. That is going to be another kill down for St. Clair. But it looks like Zephrot getting into a little bit of action over here as well. Ricky in the top lane against Hemor here. You've already found him once. Can they do it again? That will be a level up to level 4. Both players are even leveled here now. We do see an engagement coming through. That is going to be a nice stun from Ricky. Both players similar HP. That is going to be some more damage down the minions there for Hemor to try to help, and he will sneak away with the skin on his teeth.
It does have to be careful. Diggy did make the roam from mid lane to maybe try and catch Ricky overextending, but wisely enough, Ricky going to stop in his tracks. Just opt to go for minions. You have yourself a lead. Get more ahead via gold. Don't overextend for eliminations. And then down to the bot lane, FaZe rather, baited that out perfectly. Everybody fixated on him so hard that Barlow was just often by the wall, just sniping the entire time. And what looked like almost like deja vu, except instead of mid lane, it was in the bot lane. The numbers advantage was down bot, but yet our Saints in this case here able to plant someone up as Ricky might be in a pickle.
Yeah, Ricky's in a little bit of a pickle for himself here, getting pinched by these two players. Maiko going to come over and help, but Ricky's still doing a good bit of damage and actually keeping these players pretty occupied for quite some time.
Oh my god.
Ricky, oh my god, he might be able to do this. He gets so close. Both players will be able to sneak out. They're probably both going to send it right back to the base there, and it is going to be another engagement going on here now in the bottom lane, and that is going to be Barlow on a killing spree, and that's a double kill for him, 6-3, and a 2.2k gold advantage in the hands of St. Clair right now. A great start to them, and you know, one thing I want to talk about quick here, Dan, is we see Ricky go up in that top lane there, go for those fights, and we were talking just in the pregame about getting overzealous. Ricky had the option to get overzealous there. He decided to play it back. It worked out in his favor. Yes, he might have gotten pinched later on, but everything did work out for him in the end of the day. Now it is going to be St. Clair with quite an advantage here on the game, and they're looking pretty good so far.
Absolutely. What a way to absolutely jumpstart this one. But there we go. We have Barlow now with 4 eliminations. Absolutely crazy. The early game is the best time for the Caitlyn other than the late game, and wow, Fresh just absolutely dunked him.
Yeah, absolutely unreal though. Barlow, he's also playing very, very well here so far. Oh my gosh, they're both hiding out in the bush. There's so many players here, Lightweight and OSU. But
you're done.
It is going to be the Rooted getting through, and that is going to be Barlow finding another. He's unstoppable right now. Ricky going to be getting into a little bit more of an engagement and Hemorrhage up here as well. And now it is just this one-on-one. And, I mean, they've just been picking and poking all game long. And, I mean, that's kind of what you do if you're in Ricky's position.
Absolutely. Now, this game for Saints has just become a protect Barlow at all costs game. Already jump-started with 5 eliminations and an assist. Going to be able to go back. There we go. Already has 1 full item in the bag here. So damage galore going to be coming out here. This bot lane on the side of Nova Nighthawks, they have to sit under their turret. They can't do anything. Even if they land a binding to try and get an attack in, Barlow and FaZe are just going to be able to out-DPS anything they throw at them, as we have ourselves another skirmish in the top lane.
Yeah, Ricky looking like he will be able to potentially take this one, but the help from his teammate is there, and this could be a little bit more difficult. However, now both these players will be getting tagged down from Ricky, and Ricky's just doing such a good job of maintaining that top lane positioning. Barlow and FaZe down here are both doing phenomenal work, just keeping this pressure on. And, I mean, you can't ask for a better start here from the Saints. Got a few thousand advantage here, and everything going well for them. If you do see it down there as well, Barlow already at a 550 gold bounty. That's a lot of gold on his name. So, I mean, Nova Nighthawks, there's definitely the potential for them to, you know, get a quick jump back and get quickly back into this game. But, I mean, St. Clair has just started to prove their dominance early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, not all is lost here for the side of the Nova Nighthawks. You still do have Diggy on the Azir, who was able to get a solid, like, lead off the start after the first initial gank went bad. But because Zephyrot's on the Orianna and knows just, okay, I'm not going to force the issue. If I do anything, I'm waiting for the jungler to come around. As I say that, looking for a little bit of a cheeky little poke. But again, see, like, that was a relatively decent combo. Diggy kind of brushes it off. So while the Saints are trying to protect Barlow at all costs alongside their combo, Nova are going to be trying to protect Diggy.
Yeah, 100% there. And it is going to be St. Clair taking down the first dragon there, so a good start from them in that regard as well, fighting the first dragon of the series. The first dragon of the cLoL season here for them as well. And it is going to be Ricky. And I mean, this fight up in the top lane, every time I look at it, it just seems as both those players are down to a very minuscule HP, back off, and then get back into it there. So, I mean, they're just holding their positions. Yeah,
top lane's just the wet noodle fight. You both, like, take your shots, but at the end of the day, you're usually not too threatened unless somebody all-ins, as we do see Ricky. Hot pursuit, looking for the kill.
Yeah, but he makes a smart call there once again. I mean, it's one thing I can't reiterate enough. I see it in so many esports, not just League of Legends. Players get overzealous, and it hurts them in the end of the day. So Ricky, he's doing a really good job of knowing his place here, and it's going to be Fresh and Barlow, though, looking to potentially dive in for a play. Fresh going to try to sneak out of here. He's already taken a decent bit of damage to himself, and it looks like they might be able to get away just fine, but never mind. It is going to be Mikey coming in from the top, and Fresh has been down to minuscule HP, and he will get cleaned up. Now FaZe and Barlow here to do the work, and Barlow, he's going to be one of those players you want to keep alive for sure. Let's see if they can do it here. Lightweight takedown, sneaking away the snipe, and it's through. Barlow will find that one. Barlow now dominating.
I mean, what it looks like it was initially the one-for-one. Like, Fresh had the right idea, saw the teleport. Okay, it's time to get out of dodge, but Isimiko right there to try and like, turn that one around. But of course, Barlow goes down to about a quarter HP, but he never was truly threatened. And FaZe might be playing support, but Lux has that burst damage, and here we go again in the top lane.
Wow. Yeah, so much action going on up here in the top lane. First kill going to come through, and that is going to be Hemmer finding Ricky there. Ricky going to fall to 0-2, and Hemmer going to advance now to 1-1-1. So that is what you need if you're Nova Nighthawks here right now. Just at least finding that one pick up there in the top lane, build a little bit more gold back for yourselves, and get some good map control over that top lane side. You will see Hemmer level up here now to level 9, and I believe that might be a higher level than Ricky now.
Yeah, we'll have to see here in just a second, but one thing I do want to take note of here, as we do see Fresh trying to make the play, actually. Does he have enough? I don't think Hemorrhage has many cooldowns, but here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, the cavalry indeed.
Got
It's
him.
going to be Fresh still fighting the one pick, so worst case now he does go 1-for-1, but Ricky coming in hot and ready. He's going to be here to support his teammate. This could go very good for the Saints, but Diggy will find Fresh early on. It's all up to Ricky here now. Ricky going to get a trade out onto Maiko. Now Barlow and FaZe going to go hunting. Barlow going to find yet another. Barlow is 7-0 to start off
Another
the
one.
cLoL season. Make it an 8.
Holy smokes, that bot lane is basically shattered at this point. Getting completely deleted like everybody's crypto wallets. Am I right, everyone? But we do see right now just a big pickup here for Barlow. Has the Gale Force now. So basically, Caitlyn doesn't really have a dash built into her kit. Does have the net, which is like a semi like really slow kind of dash, but usually like an emergency button. Now she has 2 with the Gale Force, basically adding a dash onto her kit. So being able to dodge these bindings, dodge Diggy and like his Azir soldiers, ultimate stuns, whatever it may happen to be. If Barlow is on point, he can absolutely get past all these skill shots and just rain havoc from afar.
Yeah, it can definitely be big. You see all the St. Clair players now taking advancements in their own abilities and whatnot, as with the gold lead they have. I mean, it's kind of a given here right now. So St. Clair going to be leading that gold compartment by about 8,000. They got the kills on them by a differential of 9 here. Ricky's still picking and poking up in the top lane, just having those fights come through. I mean, it's not going to see a lot of this one to finish, but this is going to be very big. Fresh actually going to come through and try to... Don't exactly know what's going on there in that play.
Yeah, tried to look for that red buff steal. Unfortunately for him, it is going to be secured by Isimiko. Not phased at all, able to save one more ability to burst that thing down. But even taking a look at the CS numbers here for the junglers specifically, Fresh, not only with 3 eliminations and 5 assists, but he's also leading the CS count. So, like, gold-wise, just has so much more in his pocket compared to the counterpart there on Isimiko's Sejuani, as we do see right here, right now, about 1,000 gold difference. So, a good, like, maybe item and a half, depending on what you go for, up in the lead here. And then also, look at the, oh gosh, look at the bot lane right now with Barlow.
Yeah.
7, almost 8K compared to 3.3. Osu, for being the hero here, supposedly, of Nova, being the Masters player, is going to have to just sit and really just have to wait until this game goes to like the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, they're going to need the Barlow bounty, the FaZe bounty,
Absolutely.
the Sephiroth bounty. Like, they need that gold so desperately here. And that's going to be another turret just going down for the Saints. They've already found a couple towers and turrets here now. So, I mean, all's going well here for the Saints so far, and they're just getting more and more map development and trying to get more and more map control. As one plays on, you see a Baron come in, and that is a ton of damage done to that turret there. So that is going to make things even more difficult for the side of the Nova Nighthawks. And I mean, St. Clair right now, I really like what they're playing because they aren't changing how they're playing because they have an advantage. They are keeping their consistency, doing what they know how to do best, and it's working out for them. And I'm very happy to see that.
Now, in the meantime, though, with the Saints pushing all these turrets, they had Shelly up there, or the Rift Herald up in the top lane as well. And everybody on the Saints kind of went back for items, and Nova just took advantage and got themselves a dragon. So they at least have that on the board now.
Yeah.
Just a little something, especially if they can do that again as the objective bounties do come through within the next couple of minutes. But they're not saying die just yet.
If you're Nova Nighthawks, you're just taking what you can get. Kind of any kind of gold advantage or whatnot, but this is far from what you want to see. It's going to be Barlow just going hunting here. Maiko going to be so tagged down and will not be able to sneak out. Barlow going to find yet another 9-0 here to rack it up for Barlow. He has just been a player to watch here in this game number 1 here of this best of 3 cLoL first week series. And it is going to be St. Clair just finding more and more of that map control, pushing in to this Nova Nighthawks side. They're very close till they get into the, what is it called at the very end? The Nether? They're
And the Nexus.
The Nexus. The Nether.
Into the got to make him think of something out of World of Warcraft or something like that. But
Minecraft.
absolutely. But Lightweight's going to be kicking himself for that one. That ultimate there out of Barlow's cave and the ace in the hole. Yes, it's a long-range lock-on to one target, but you could have a teammate tank it by stepping in front of it. And they somehow like squandered that one. Lightweight not able to tank it, which takes out Isimiko. And this like 1-1-3 split push kind of thing going on. But actually, hang on, Diggy's here, and Ricky could be toast.
Yeah, Ricky could be toast. Indeed, he's still alive as of right now, and no way Ricky gets away with his life here. Ricky gonna be super lucky to stay alive during that play. Actually, it's gonna be Diggy now.
Oh, they're so
next
low.
to 1 HP. Like, I can't even see the red health on Diggy's name. Diggy will go down there from Sephiroth and Ricky. And that is now going to be St. Clair finding more and more of that map control I've been talking about. Nova Nighthawks is getting scarier and scarier by the second. Dan, this one might be getting a little close to almost locked up in favor of the Saints.
I mean, like, there's a way out. Like, there's a way out of this if they were preparing, like, maybe 5 minutes ago after the Dragon. Unfortunately, you have to play so passively, and it's really, like, not the fun way to play sometimes, but it's what you would have needed to do to try and get yourself back into this game. But yet we're seeing them try these Hail Mary, these Hail Mary ganks that are just not quite turning out here for them, and it's allowing St. Clair, even though their positioning may not be perfect, they are so far ahead that they're able to get away with it.
Yeah, there's so many turrets knocked down from that mid-map positioning that they can just almost get so much of that map control right up right away and just force Nova right back into their base. So you will see Barlow here just trying to get some more gold up there for himself and whatnot. But, I mean, it is going to be the Nova Nighthawks. Yeah, like you were kind of saying, play this endurance game. You got to play the long game at this point if you are the Nova Nighthawks. But it doesn't look like that's what they want to do. Like you were saying, they're going for these Hail Mary plays, not really working out for them. And I think one of the big things, if being in a top collegiate team, is you got to pick up on that. You got to pick up on those hints quick that, you know, it might not be working out so well.
Absolutely, like, and especially with this situation right here, the team composition for Nova can still make the play if they can find an overextension, if they could find a pick of some sort. Now, yeah, I know it's kind of counteractive of what I was just saying about playing passively, but like if you have like safe warding and like you're kind of 5-playering it just across the map and whatnot, and you happen to get Barlow, okay, that's a team fight you could actually win. But without further ado, we might have ourselves another engaged big laser coming out of phase.
Yeah, that's going to be Barlow picking up another one, but at this point, what is new for Barlow? Sephiroth going to clean up one as well, and that is going to be 2 more picks going in favor of the Saints.
Oh!
And it should provide a lot more, but that is actually going to be Sephiroth who goes down there. And that's going to be Nova Nighthawks getting one of those picks that you said they needed, and they will actually find it there. Now, this could be a little bit of a problem as FaZe is going to be super takedown as well. Barlow, though, looking to force out these players, and he's doing a great job of that. Barlow here now is looking for more, and Barlow is hunting, and he just wants it all here right now. Ricky looking to take down part of this Nexus up here, and now looking to advance in even further.
Yeah, and at this point, Fresh is just going to chase Diggy down so that he cannot back up to base. And it's going to let Ricky, it's going to let Barlow just continue to pound away at these turrets and these inhibitors at this point. We saw as that whole fight was going down in the top lane as Diggy finally just going to let the tower take him out in this regard so he could finally reset. Ricky was up in the bottom lane getting a free inhibitor.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Ricky's just lurking over there doing his thing, but yeah, it is going to be Ricky looking to actually take a couple engagements here now, and he will get a good stun off on the Lightweight there. Lightweight going to be now rooted, and FaZe going to get the cleanup for that pick there. And St. Clair just trying to slowly pick these players off and move in even further.
I mean, that's just the beauty of having so much extra burst damage from the support role here from FaZe. We see maybe the last team fight as 2 more go down.
Yeah, those 2 going down might be the one to just wrap it up here. You will see St. Clair just keep on moving in. And, I mean, the reinforcements from St. Clair are going to keep on advancing as well to help out. You have 2 players from the side of the Nova Nighthawks here to try to contest this right now. But, I mean, that's not going to be enough at all. It's going to be the turrets going down. And now you're leaving it all up to the Nexus here at the very end. St. Clair has an easy path right to it.
And yeah, one more opportunity. Lightweight is going to end up falling. There's just so much damage on the Barlow. Diggy going to try and do what he can. Sephiroth is going to get picked out here. But with both of these these Nexus turrets gone, it is just a matter of time. Big damage come out here from FaZe once again. But Barlow, untouched, is just going to straight up frontlining it. He must finally go down here. One little overextension. Yeah, we'll eventually get it there. But can FaZe finish the job? No, the Winions are going to finish the job this time by But that is it here. Game number 1 done barely past the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, Barlow right now just reminding me like he's like playing COD, going for a nuke or something right now. he's just put 17 and 0. Like, I mean, Barlow, it's bound for you to fall. He's gonna be like, oh damn guys, trying to drop the 20 bomb.
Essentially.
But yeah, unreal play from Barlow there, and a huge win from the Saints. A very kind of dominant one that I was kind of not expecting after seeing that select.
Yeah, and that was absolutely incredible there with the synergy between Barlow and then with FaZe. The fact that they are able to essentially take one solid gank, because I'll give Fresh credit here as well. He started that essentially right after the first initial gank from Nova in the bot lane went south. He came in, reinforced it, so there was a one elimination onto Barlow. Now he has 3. Now the bot lane, you do what you need to do because you're just got so much damage you can out trade anything at this point. They took that lead, they ran with it, and the only time that Barlow died was literally as the Nexus was blowing up.
Yeah,
solid game.
If you're Barlow at that point, you even count that as a death. I mean, he just went through. I mean, yeah, it's just mayhem once you get back to that Nexus there, so anybody will fall. But yeah, St. Clair taking that game number 1 there and taking the lead in the Series 1. I think Noah Nighthawks going to step back here for a couple minutes and try to talk things over, figure out what they're going to want to do for their comp select going into the next game. St. Clair, probably good energy in the nest there right now, and I like what we're seeing from this new combination of players and roles.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that we haven't seen everybody yet still like really excites me for when Verge, when Nakatai can get the opportunity to play as well.
Yeah,
but
sure.
The fact that this team like kind of got a wrench thrown at them during the midseason with the jungle shakeup, but yet if this is how the games are going to be going, they are doing absolutely fantastic, and they should keep this up.
A wise man once said, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. So, I mean, if you're the St. Clair Saints here, hopefully you can dodge a wrench. But it is going to be Saints taking that 1-0 lead here. I believe we're going to send this one to a quick little break here and just a couple minutes as we do get ready to hop into this next game. So bear with us. My name is Jackson Fred Brown, joined alongside Dan, Mr. Danners Banner. You guys are watching St. Clair Saints cLoL. We'll be right back with you guys in just a couple minutes.